Welcome to episode number 7, Wrestling with Comedy, and I am your host, the Real Deal Joel Davis, and today's episode is going to be an exclusive episode. First time ever, the audio from the Mothership, the Comedy Mothership show in Austin, Texas on May the 5th, Monday night, May the 5th, 2025, the big open mic show with 16 only comedians selected out of over 300 for the big comedy show out there in Austin, Texas, in the hotbed on 6th Street. And yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the details to it. We're going to be talking to someone that's been there, done that. That's me. Yeah, I was there. I'm so blessed and so fortunate to have that opportunity to be on that show that particular night in Austin, Texas. During my 2 weeks out there in Austin, Texas, chasing down the dream, so to speak, in stand-up comedy, and it was a rush. But the exclusiveness to this episode doesn't stop there. We're not going to just talk about the details on what actually happened, and actually I've lived it and actually was there in the fast lane on 6th Street, walking to 6th Street every day, every night for close to 2 weeks from the hotel I was staying at on foot and being out on 6th Street to 2 and 3 o'clock every morning. Looking for open mic shows, contacts, experience, talking to the barkers out on the street, etc., etc. It was work 24/7. In the mornings, I would be in the gymnasium working out, grabbing apples and water to survive, to eat. And then in the early afternoon, I would do social media, post video footage, and work on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok and Facebook with video and promotion in the early afternoon. And then mid-afternoon, I would get ready, get on foot, getting, switched up into a show shirt, change up, and start walking to 6th Street every day, every night that I was there. It was work the entire time, chasing it down. I didn't know anyone there. I didn't know anyone there when I was originally going there. I met some people, and I did make some good friends, believe it or not, in Austin, Texas, which isn't easy to do in stand-up comedy since it's such a cutthroat business and everybody's out for themselves, so to speak. And like Mark Norman said, so right on the nose, so punctually, you want to say, or so like hitting the nail on the head. He had said, Mark Norman said, everybody's drowning, and like, oh, I'm drowning, can you help me? I try to help myself, and trying to help yourself more than anything. But when you have some friends in comedy, it's a great thing, and you can have some friends, and there are some peer people, and a lot of people do help people out, but it's far and few between. And being in Austin, Texas, I was a loner, so to speak, and it was a great experience. I brought so much experience back here to the Northeast. I'm so blessed to be able to be in Austin, Texas in 2025. Also to be in New York City in 2025, headlining show at the Whiskey Cellar for Brian Stoops this year, and also have a guest spot for Funny Charlie Mack, golden ticket winner, at the Stamford, Connecticut club called New York Comedy Club. All this year, plus the promotion of Keeping It Real Comedy, multiple shows, clean shows, 21 plus shows. We've been doing it all, chasing it down. And, if you love stand-up comedy and love if you're a fan or if you're a comedian or promoter or anything to do with comedy or just enjoy listening and going to shows, like I said, a fan, you're going to appreciate this story. The Mothership in Austin, Texas was very interesting. It was the whole Austin, Texas was very interesting. The whole trip was interesting. And we're going to talk about a little bit about the details behind the scenes of what I seen, what I heard, what I experienced, but also for the first time ever on this podcast, on this episode 7, don't go anywhere because you're going to hear the audio of the 4-minute set in Austin, Texas at the Mothership, Joe Rogan's Club. You're going to hear the audio right here for the first time ever publicly. And it was great to be able to be on that show. a 4-minute set, and the audio is here. Video is prohibited, but you were able to use audio for your set. And at last minute, I didn't know anything about even being. I didn't think I'd even be picked, but I was picked that night. It was the second Monday I was there. I was filling out, the paperwork to enter the Kill Tony bucket, of course, 2 Mondays in a row. And unfortunately for me, I wasn't picked either night. But that second night, that Monday, May the 5th, ironic enough, my good friend Jim Small was, buried that day. And I had found out that he had passed away when I landed in Texas after I had left Logan Airport in Boston, Massachusetts, for the close to 5-hour flight into Texas. And that's the first text message I seen that Jim had died. It hit me hard. I was kind of like, out there, so to speak, when I got off the plane, wandering about this huge airport in Texas. It's a huge airport out there. First thing I remember was hearing the wild birds flying around out there and thinking about Jim and his wife April and his family, and how I had just seen him, right before I had left. He had such a great outing at the Keeping It Real comedy show at Marasco's Bar and Grill in Cranston, Rhode Island. But ironic enough, on May 5th was when he was his wake occurred. He died on April the 26th, and his wake was May 5th, and that was the same night that I was picked, number 5 on May 5th. For the spot at the Mothership, Joe Rogan's club. So I don't know if Jim was looking out for me. I believe in what I believe. You believe in what you believe. I'm not trying to push it on anybody, but I'm just saying, I believe it. I believe it. Jim knew how much I loved stand-up comedy and how much I put into it, and how sincere I was about it. And Jimmy Biggie Smalls, if you had something to do with it, thank you, brother. Rest in peace. And what a rush being out there at the Mothership in Austin, Texas. And when you signed up, there was over 300 people that signed up for that show. There was 16 picked out of over 300. And I remember it was a rainy night that night, downpours, and Texas is known for the heavy rains, and it was raining that night. I remember walking and trying. I was hoping it wouldn't rain too hard because I was on foot the entire time. And just tried to get over to 6th Street. It was about a mile and a half walk, close to mile and a half walk each day and night to and from 6th Street from the hotel. So the rain was starting, and it got heavier and heavier as the night went on. And I had signed up for Kill Tony the same night. And I was picked, and you had to get ID'd by the doorman at Mothership. The Mothership doorman ID'd you and then patted you down, which they should. And you went in, and it was right into mid-season. It was just what they say it was. It was really just a crazy rush. I knew no one except one other comedian named Chase that I had done an open mic with a couple nights before at a different club out there in Austin, Texas. And we said hello, really brief talk, but knew no one else there. The host came in, gave the rules and regulations, which were pretty straightforward. Stick with your 4 minutes. You're going to sit up on the balcony area there when you get into the club, and after you sit, get the fuck out. And, it makes sense. I mean, why would you be hanging around? I mean, it'd be nice to hang around to be able to watch the other comedians, but you didn't pay for a ticket. And it's like once your set is done, you're not a booked performer, and you're not a fan in the audience, so you need to fucking go. And, you listen to instruction, and I did. Attentively, and I do, and I always respect all the promoters and everyone that I work with, and give it my all in all shows that I'm involved in. If it's out in a big club like that, even in a smaller club, and the crazy thing is the first comedian that went up on stage that night at the Mothership, Comedy Mothership, actually ran the light, they call it, and went over the 4 minutes, and they hit the music over him, and it was great stuff, because you couldn't hear a fucking word he was saying, and he looked like an asshole, because he was an asshole. And, you don't do that shit. I don't know if the guy was trying to, pull some shit, or thought he'd get away with it, or was just, stupid to the business, or just playing games. And if he was, he shouldn't be taking a spot from so many different other comedians that traveled all across the country and the world. So pretty much the world to be in Austin, Texas to get a shot at one of these shows. You're taking valuable stage time from someone that's really wanting to chase down the dream of being in stand-up comedy, the greatest entertainment in the world as far as I'm concerned. He ran the light, and I remember it was one of the comedians beside me. He was on the phone. He wasn't supposed to be on the phone. He was on the phone. He was from California. I heard him talking to his friend, and he mentioned, "Hey, how is it back there in Cali?" And he was talking. He was going on and on and on. I was just trying to concentrate on what I was doing with my set, trying to think how my set was going to go down with 4 minutes. 4 minutes different than the 1 minute set you'd get on Kill Tony. And then also on top of that, I was trying to figure out how to, download an app that I could get audio, because video is not video is prohibited. They do video. The Mothership itself, the club, did video the entire show that night. And very professional, multiple monitors. I mean, high tech. You couldn't ask for anything more professional than the Comedy Mothership out there, and just the way everything was ran, and the look of it. And it's exactly what they say it is. Like all the big comedians say, it's definitely a comedian's comedy club. It's made for comedy by a comedian with other comedians with their input, and it is a comedy club. I mean, all the seats are nice and tight to the front, side to side to that stage. There's no phones. There's no food, which is a big deal. It's true. I mean, how can you really have a comedy show and people stuffing their face with wings and food and food's in their mouth? How are you going to even laugh? Or, and I've been part of some of the shows where they have dinner and comedy. I really don't think those aren't really my favorite shows to do. I mean, I haven't done one in a while. If I never do one again, I'm not going to miss it. But it's kind of like, I did some shows out there in Rhode Island with comedy and dinner shows, and you got people out there. I mean, there was one woman about 404 pounds stuffed in her face with wings. I was doing the Joe Biden slap shot impersonation to fall on the whole bit. My head hit the plant. I mean, the place went crazy, but that one woman you can see on the video just stuffing her face with wings and barbecue sauce on her face. She was just chowing like all you can eat. Like, did you go for comedy, ma'am, or did you go just to chow? And I think that the Comedy Mothership has the right idea. Serve drinks. Drinks go with comedy. You can enjoy, relax, and it's adult entertainment. Have a swig of a drink, have a laugh, have a drink, have another laugh, and continue the night and enjoy it with somebody, whoever you go with, friends, loved ones, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever you do, that's what comedy is the best. It's the best therapy for life and for everything, for people that maybe battling depression or having tough times in their life or whatever. Comedy is the best to attend and really to be involved in, in my opinion. And I think that, stuffing your face with food and being on your phone, text messaging and all that is really a distraction. I mean, any little thing can distract comedy. And if you're a comedian, you know what I mean. Any little noise or any kind of distraction can get involved, basically interrupt your set and your time, which is so valuable on the stage. Hey, listen, I gave it my all. We're going to hear it here. We're going to hear the audio. The audio is going to be played right here on episode 7, Wrestling with Comedy. For the first time ever, the public is going to hear Joel Davis's set, 4-minute set from May 5th, 2025 in Austin, Texas at the Comedy Mothership, Joe Rogan's club out there in Austin. The whole idea of being out there in Austin and all the experience that I gained, and it's such a rush. It's one of those things that I brought it to the table. And it's great to be able to gain the experience. I mean, I'm learning every day, and just to be out on that stage I was humbled to be there, and I was very, very thankful, and blessed to be able to be on that stage out there where so many great performers have performed. I can't wait to go back. I will be back in Austin, Texas. I've made some friends. I've made some contacts. I've gained some associates, and I've gained a lot of experience. And I know 6th Street pretty good, because I was out there for 2 weeks, and I was out there every night, every day. I was working. It wasn't a fucking vacation. I was out there working at comedy. I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't lounging and eating good. And was eating apples and drinking water from the gymnasium that was at the hotel. And that's part of the reason why I couldn't survive financially. And that's part of the reason why I came back when I came back. But the experience I had is invaluable, cannot be bought. It's not made believe, it happened. And I'm pumped up about it. Before we get to the audio of that set and let you listen to it, if you can subscribe, I appreciate it. Or if you can hit like or any comments, I look at everything. I'll respond to everything, good, bad, or ugly. I appreciate it. I mean, when you have a station like this, it's basically stand-up comedy related and professional wrestling related, but I also have experience in mixed martial arts, cage fighting, motivation speaking, and I was also a personal trainer independently in the gymnasiums. So I'm big on physical fitness, I still am, and I'm big on motivation speaking and positive energy, and I still am. And I'm a former pro wrestler. I still have the mind for it. I've done a couple angles as recent as 2024, and but stand-up comedy is 100%, 1,000% what I'm doing, and that's where all my energy is going towards. Not only being a comedian, but also I'm a promoter now, promoting the comedy promotion, Keeping It Real Comedy. We have a big 2026 coming up. Just because it's quiet, don't think that there's no shows coming up or that things are going south, because they're not. Don't be a fool and think that way. We're working on different venues 24/7, and we're gonna have some big shows coming up. And put your money on it. And so before we get to that audio, like I had said, I do want to mention I appreciate any likes, subscribes, like we just had said, any comments. Let's hit it. We have some live guests coming in, live streams, and hopefully they're live. But we have some live streams with guests coming in, and we're going to be seeing and hearing professional wrestlers, MMA fighters, power lifters, people involved in motivation speaking, but more so stand-up comedians, stand-up comedian promoters, bookers. Maybe even a fan or two of stand-up comedy and get their insights. We'll be having different segments called Dealing the Names. Dealing the Names will be thrown at the individuals and see what their responses are. And then we're going to go deep into questions. We may have some contests, like raw egg eating contests. I'm known to eat raw eggs when I train. So if there's professional wrestlers, MMA fighters, or powerlifters, if they want to go at it, I'd be more than happy to see who can eat more raw eggs live on the podcast. Not a problem. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna keep it real. And everything that I speak about, I'm gonna have an idea of what the hell I'm speaking about. Because if you're gonna listen to the podcast, take your valuable time out of your day or night. Why would you want to hear someone just talking shit that they really don't know what they're talking about? There might be those weekend warriors, or not even weekend warriors, armchair warriors, whatever they call them. Those people that sit on the couch and eat potato chips and watch sports or entertainment or something, and they think that they know what they're talking about, when all around they really don't know what the hell they're talking about. But that's the difference with this podcast, wrestling with comedy. Yeah, and as your host, Joel Davis, The Real Deal, I have to tell you, coming up this Thursday, I'm going to be in Worcester, Massachusetts. I have it right here. It's the 20 Spot Comedy Showcase sponsored event, Namasco's International Bar and Lounge, 43 Pleasant Street, Worcester, Mass. Your favorite neighborhood girl is going to be the promoter, and is the promoter and producer and your host that night, Latasha Hughes. She's bringing it. She's got a stack lineup. I'm one of your comedians that is booked, and I will be there this Thursday night. It's going to be December the 11th, 7 p.m. doors, 8 o'clock showtime, free admission. It's a great venue, I heard. Never been there, but they say it's the best live music in Worcester, Massachusetts. So there's entertainment there on a regular basis. Come on down. I'll be there, and joining me on the stage, some stage time, there'll be Kyle Cody, C.W. Davis, Papa's Buster, Hip Theron, all booked by Latasha Hughes. Going to be great. Going to be a good show. I've been working on material. I got some brand new material to bring to to the show that night. I'll be taking the stage in Worcester, Massachusetts on Thursday, December the 11th. So with that being said, and really appreciating everybody here, I am going to let you hear the actual audio right straight from the Mothership, Comedy Mothership show on May the 5th, Monday night, May the 5th, 2025, Comedy Mothership, Austin, Texas on 6th Street. Yes, 4-minute set I had up there, and for the first time ever, it's going to be heard here. And you know what, folks? Absolutely cannot wait to share it with everyone. I hope you enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. The audience enjoyed it, so go ahead and enjoy it. And on a side note, which is pretty interesting, and if you're a Kill Tony fan, Tony Hinchcliffe's show with Brian Redband, who give opportunity after opportunity to comedians on a regular basis. What a fabulous show that is, the #1 podcast in the world. In the audience, to the left, I had noticed mid-set, and about 2 minutes into my set, I had noticed in the audience, sitting with some beautiful ladies, Uncle Laser was there, one of the regular Kill Tony comedians. Uncle Laser, I didn't have a chance to talk to him. I saw him briefly. I was trying to concentrate on my 4-minute set, so it's such an important set to be on that stage. I did see him briefly at Shakespeare's later in the night, didn't get a chance to really talk to him. But after my set, I did get to talk to a new friend. His name is Glenn. He's done some tours in Alaska. And he ended up being so excited. He heard that I was on the show at the Mothership. He ran and jumped into my arms, and I picked him up in the air. And I was like, brother, I'm like, listen, it's like a bear hug. Like the old days with superstar Billy Graham would throw the legend Bruno Sammartino into a bear hug. And I had him up in the air, pretty far up in the air. And I let him down. He's like, oh, I'm so happy for you. He became a good friend of mine. And I hope I got his name right. I'm almost positive his name's Glenn. I can't think of his last name. Funny guy. If not, brother, I'll make it up to you and I'll mention you on the next podcast. But great guy. He was with his friend. I think his name was Snooky. He wore a cape. He had the Raleigh fingers, the Raleigh fingers mustache that would go up like this, that played for the Brewers and the Padres. He had the Raleigh fingers mustache. Great guys, great comedians. And just the energy out in Austin, Texas is no one can come close to it. I don't believe in what I've seen and what you hear. It was just great that some of the comedians, a lot of comedians, they're happy for you. And Gordon Dixon, shout out to you, Gordon Dixon. Bartender out there at Shakespeare's, another great guy and great comedian. So with all that being said, and Uncle Laser, I hope to meet you someday. I know we have a lot in common. I know you're a big professional wrestling fan. I'm a former pro wrestler at a Killer Kowalski School of Pro Wrestling. I trained with China, Perry Satin, and Triple H. And I've been in the ring with some big names, such as King Kong Bundy and Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Both rest in peace. But with that being said, here it is. I have it right here. Here it is. So listen in and enjoy it. Here's the Mothership, the Comedy Mothership, the set that I had, Joel Davis, that's me, and the Mothership, and that's Monday night, May the 5th, 2025. Here it is. It was during the Cinco de Mayo at the time, too. Oh, we got a little technical difficulty. We're back.
In Austin, Texas. I'm from Massachusetts. Yeah! I did? You from Massachusetts? Yes, sir. Alright, I don't know you fucking guys. So when I got out here, I wanted to clear the area, find out what's going on. I was looking to get a hamburger. So I seen this very black man with a cowboy hat. And I said to him, can you send me to a place where we get a hamburger? He said, I couldn't understand a fucking word he said. I said, what'd you say, brother? He said, I just got out of prison. For 24 years, I killed somebody. I said, I'm all set. I walked with him anyways. Yeah, I walked with him anyways. He brought me to a Mexican restaurant. He didn't put his hand on, I wanted a tip. You know? What the fuck's going on here? A comedian the other day says to me, he says, hey, Joe, can you buy a broke comedian a fucking drink? I said, listen, mofo, I'm fucking broke too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fucking broke people out there. I'm trying to make friends in Austin, Texas. I seen a lovely looking couple like you two right there, right? I seen them the other night. I said, brother, I says, she looks fucking good. I said, little boom boom tonight, huh? He says, that's my sister. I'm so fucking broke right now, I masturbate with petroleum jelly. It's cheaper than lube and Vaseline, just so you know, guys. Fucking happy to be here. I was dating a woman from Venado, Puerto Rico. A Mexican. Kind of Mexican-Spanish combination. She's mucho fucking loco. I can't prove this in a court of law, but I believe she tried to overdose me on paprika. She threw a pair of underwear at me. It was yellow with the rubber bands hanging out. I said, these are your underwear. I said, those are my underwear. She says, well, you fucking mucho loco. She threw a pair of socks at me in the fucking head. I got the hell out of here. I'm not messing with any Mexican or Puerto Rican woman, okay? Just so you ladies know out there tonight, I am single. I like a good blowjob, too. Just so you know. I'm half Italian, half Portuguese. I think what helps me in stand-up comedy is I'm unmedicated. My name is JoeRogan. Thank you. God bless. Have a good show. Thank you.
There it is. There it is. You know. And it's just it's. Hey, what can I say? That's the Comedy Mothership in Austin, Texas. There it is. You heard it now. So, you know, everybody's going to hear this on the podcast. It tunes in, and it's exclusive to Wrestling with Comedy, the audio from that set. And I'm just chasing it down. It's just, more experience, on stage. And, and working with, all these different comedians in different parts of the country. And it's I do it for real. I've been chasing it down. I work hard at what I do. I'm sincere about my mission in comedy, and I'm chasing it hard. In 2026, I'm going to pick up speed, and I appreciate everybody going on the ride with me, and anybody who's been involved, and I wish everybody, the best. It's great to be able to perform, in Austin, Texas in general. Never mind getting that mothership spot. I will be back. I'm going back. I'm going to put my name back in that Kill Tony bucket. That's one of my dreams, is to get picked. And I'd love to get interviewed by Tony Hinchcliffe, because trust and believe, I got a lot to talk about, and I'm sure it's going to be a crazy interview, and I know it's going to be a crazy interview. I cannot wait for my shot. Just so you all know, we're going to be coming back with more episodes soon, Wrestling with Comedy. So, whatever you do, don't miss an episode. This is episode 7. Wrestling with Comedy, the Mothership set, May the 5th, 2025. Joel Davis on stage in Austin, Texas, doing what he loves best, and that's right, stand-up comedy. Until next time, keep it real at all costs.